Hey, make sure you buckle up and brace yourself for heart-pounding chases and plot twists that are more thrilling than the movies. If you want to feel like you're on a roller coaster without leaving your seat, then welcome to 1001 Crazy. Let's get started.
The chase erupted when the driver ignored a stop order, recklessly weaving through a crowded area, plunging traffic into chaos and extreme danger. Finally, a precise pirouette maneuver forced the car to the shoulder, halting the driver's escape attempt. Police quickly subdued and arrested the suspect, who now faces multiple serious charges.
It was June 1st of 2024. A Florida Highway Patrol officer was stationary on I-75 when he spotted a 2018 Dodge Charger approaching with an illegally tinted front window. Our FHP trooper flipped on his lights and initiated a traffic stop. Normally, this is when the perp speeds away, but this driver was cooperative, at least at first. Police identified him as 24-year-old Carlos Castellanos. He had a valid Florida license, and the vehicle was properly registered in his mother's name. That's when our trooper noticed the smell of marijuana emanating from the car. He called for backup, which made Carlos uneasy. He became uncooperative and began reaching for something in the back seat. In the end, he wound up making the worst decision of his young life.
He's going west on 896. Still westbound. 896.
Now let's see that pit again from the tailing officer's perspective. Police continued chasing Carlos through moderate traffic. He kept his foot on the gas without a care in the world for anybody else's safety. Thankfully, his joyride wouldn't last much longer.
They took a right on Logan. Hold on, we got him stopped.
10-4, gun stop, advise 10-20.
Inside the vehicle, police found a backpack full of illegal drugs. Carlos had 5 vacuum-sealed bags of marijuana and another clear bag that tested positive for fentanyl. Carlos also had his 13-year-old brother in the car, thus adding child endangerment to his growing list of charges. Thankfully, the teenager was unharmed and his mother came to pick him up later.
I'm Gabe Santos in Air 7. Welcome to live streaming coverage of a high-speed pursuit out of West Covina. Currently entering in the East LA area, this red pickup truck. Unsure the make and model. Looks like maybe a Chevy if I'm not mistaken. We had a Chevy pursuit earlier, a black Chevy. That one ended in a flat tire. This one's the want for speed, and we've definitely seen that in the first few minutes we've been overhead here. Suspect has not been keeping to one particular lane, and you can see the kind of bobbing back and forth from the number 1 and now all the way to the number 4 lane. We're about 5 minutes away from going live on channel 7, so you might hear me get quiet for a little bit while I coordinate with the control room. Just had confirmation from CHP that the original want is in fact for speed. No mention of any weapon, the air unit saying. Go ahead. Oh. Our assignment desk is mentioning that there might be no plates on this vehicle also. We're gonna get a confirmation of that once we have a better angle. Could mean a number of things. Could mean that looks like that in fact is confirmed. I don't see a plate back there. Yeah. As we look at this red-colored Chevy Silverado. Westbound 10 now. Westbound Santa Monica Freeway. That the missing plate situation could mean a number of things. It could mean this vehicle was involved in a crime, possibly stolen. Taking the plates off is something that often happens in the commission of various crimes. I want to mention before we get too ahead of this that there is a layer of fog right along the coast. So if this goes too far west, it will impact our viewing. The past maybe 20 minutes or so of this pursuit, this guy was staying in the San Gabriel Valley area. So for the sake of all of us who want to see this come to a conclusion and want to witness it, we hope that it stays, let's say, east of the 405. Looks like we're taking an exit here now. Possibly exiting and getting on surface streets in downtown. We, you know, anyone who's ever watched pursuits with us, we know, oh, getting on the curb there. Looks like a construction zone. Possibly hitting some cones, cutting off traffic, making a right turn now on Alameda northbound. Anyone that's watched pursuits with us, you know that downtown gets difficult. It gets difficult for air units to follow pursuits. It gets difficult for ground units to follow pursuits just because all the traffic. So we're not really in the weeds in downtown yet. We're kind of in the Arts District area. But we'll see what happens here. We're just a few minutes away from going on the television on ABC 7. I'm going to go quiet for a few minutes here. Vehicle has all the lights turned off. Did they switch frequencies? I wonder if they're in the 2 minutes out. The black now. Oh, almost hit a Waymo there. That's a first for me. I've never seen a Waymo get tangled up in a pursuit. Westbound 9th Street. This, getting on surface streets now, this may become an LAPD pursuit. The CHP is asking LAPD if they can get involved. There's currently one LA County Sheriff's Department helicopter over this. They still have eyes on it. A scooter crossing the street there. It's going to get dangerous for pedestrians here. Oncoming bicycle as well. Pedestrians in the road. Oh, we're slowing down, making a U-turn. There's a parking structure there, a parking garage. Truck is in reverse. Those scooters there, and the pedestrians just looking on, like wondering what's going on. Slow through the intersection, northbound through Main and 7th. Say again, Mike. Copy. Copy. Westbound 5th. Well, you see a glimpse of that vehicle there just through the buildings. We had eyes on this vehicle for a while there. This pursuit started in West Covina, wanted for speed. We believe it was West Covina PD that started the pursuit, and then CHP got involved. CHP pursued this vehicle on the eastbound 10 and then on the westbound 60, and now we've ended up in downtown. CHP has backed off a little bit from this pursuit, but the Sheriff's Air Unit is keeping a close eye on this suspect. But this is what often happens when these pursuits go downtown. You have all these parking structures, you have all of these areas where a pursuit suspect can pull over and get out and foot bail. Luckily, that did not happen right there. It looks like maybe the suspect pulled into a parking garage, maybe saw it wasn't open, and then continued on. So now we're continuing southbound on, I believe that's going to be Grand, passing 9th through downtown. And downtown is just where another U-turn there, and we've seen a couple of these now. This driver, it seems, maybe a little bit unfamiliar with downtown because he keeps kind of hesitating through intersections, kind of unsure of where to go, looking at a few different parking structures. Definitely, it looks like this guy, there's a construction site right there, almost hit a cone, almost hit a couple pedestrians at the intersection of Grand and 8th, making a left-hand turn, looks like into a parking lot right there, and another parking structure. That's going to be CHP. CHP is still the primary on this pursuit. CHP was talking about letting LAPD get involved, but CHP, it looks like, stayed behind this. You have a LA County Sheriff's Department helicopter overhead, and they were able at least to keep eyes on the suspect through downtown. It's tough in downtown because you have all the buildings. It's hard even for a helicopter to, keep visual on a suspect, on a vehicle, but you also have these parking structures. When a vehicle pulls into this parking structure, it's just so easy for somebody to pull in, get out, and run. Luckily, you do have these units that pulled up pretty quick here, and I'm wondering if that CHP unit on the entrance to that parking garage saw anything, or maybe they didn't see exactly where the suspect went, and that's why they're kind of holding off on where to go right now. You still have the air unit giving information to those authorities down below, but that air unit obviously can't see what's going on in that parking structure, and that's what often happens when these pursuits go downtown. You have all these parking structures, and you have an ability for pursuit suspects to pull in, maybe go to a different level of the parking structure, drop the car off, and run. But this parking structure, someone may have walked off into the intersection, I'm being told. This parking structure seems pretty small, so it's not going to be a huge situation for a number of officers to search. I'm being told that somebody in one of the law enforcement helicopters may have seen somebody walk out of the parking structure and continue northbound. It looks like the night sun, Josh, tilt down. It looks like the night sun right there in the center. As the sheriff's helicopter comes back around, it was looking on the bottom side of that intersection there for a second. Now it looks like they're kind of drifting back towards the parking structure. So maybe they saw a glimpse of somebody walking out of the parking structure that they are curious about, and I believe it's those two individuals right there that are kind of walking away a little nonchalantly. You never know in this situation. It looks like the Sheriff's Department helicopter is aware of those two individuals and is possibly directing officers on the ground to at least walk up to them and ask them a few questions, but unsure at this point if those are actually the pursuit suspects, the people that were in the vehicle at the time, or if the sheriff's helicopter is going to direct those ground units to go inside the parking structure and continue searching for these suspects.
That's 10-4, 6377.
Traffic still ahead.
10-4.
Yes. All right, he's getting stuck. You'll box him in there.
On July 20th of 2021, police in Marion County, Florida were on their way to a crime scene when this truck thief pulled out in front of them.
Eastbound 49, 5922.
I'm with him.
It began with a call regarding multiple stolen vehicles at a property on Gainesville Road. Police arrived and reviewed CCTV footage of 36-year-old Robert Daniel Dean loading items into a white Ford F-350. Other officers spotted the stolen truck driving through Marion County. They and a sheriff's helicopter overhead followed Robert as he tried desperately to escape.
I don't know if they'll be able to fit it. It's a flatbed dually truck.
All right. 10-40 yet?
Approaching now.
Westbound on 40 from 183rd Avenue.
10-4 westbound 4056.
40.
17,000 blocks, setting up stop 6. 17,000 blocks east.
Up ahead, police have stop sticks set up on Highway 40. In hindsight, they should have set up before the gas station, not after it.
10-4 stop 6 hit.
Air 1, he's pulling over at Newby's Corner. Gas station. Gas station.
1033, vehicle pulling over Newby's Corner.
Westbound.
Back westbound.
Robert may have missed the spikes, but his luck is about to run out. An unrelated accident has brought traffic to a standstill in both lanes. Robert can't slow down in time and nearly takes out a civilian before his car plunges into the mud.
Not signal 4, there's just a signal 4 and 40.
That's 10-4, 6377.
Traffic still ahead.
10-4.
Yes. All right, he's getting stuck. You'll box him in there. Station there, he's stuck.
Get out the truck! Now! Get out the truck! Get on the ground! Get on the ground, you understand? You don't move! You hear me?
Watch how close Robert came to striking this person. We believe they were involved in the traffic accident and were walking toward the arriving tow truck driver. They never saw Robert coming until he was inches from their face. Once in custody, police learned that Robert's license was suspended after another pursuit in July of 2020. He was also still on probation. Needless to say, this chase was a massive violation. In the end, Robert was arrested and charged with 2 counts of grand theft auto, fleeing, eluding, and dealing in stolen property.
Yeah, guys, come.
The chase was intense as the suspect weaved and changed directions continuously to escape. Police stayed determined and relentless, refusing to give him any chance to get away. Despite the suspect weaving through narrow streets, the police persisted in their pursuit. The chase reached its peak when the car lost a tire, reducing its speed and allowing the officers to close in.
Yeah, guys, they're running. Okay, they're going underneath the R21, Okay, left, back to Griffiths, back to Griffiths. Okay, direction Red Park, approaching Griffiths, on Pretoria Road. Ja, dis op die agterpad, op Pretoria Road. By Griffiths nou, hulle gaan reguit, stop hulle! Yeah, we tried to box it in at Griffiths. He jumped the pavement.
With a series of precise maneuvers, police successfully stopped the suspect's vehicle. The suspect was swiftly arrested despite resisting, ensuring the safety of other road users. Finally, a precise piette maneuver forced the car to the shoulder, halting the driver's escape attempt. Police quickly subdued and arrested the suspect, who now faces multiple serious charges.
Dawaj. A teraz widzimy.
No teraz widzimy, no teraz. Damy go.
Police arrested 3 suspects linked to the stolen BMW SUV. A helicopter helped locate the vehicle at a parking lot, where 2 suspects were caught trying to break into another car. Police arrested 3 suspects, including a 17-year-old teenager, facing charges of car theft and resisting arrest. With high bail and serious charges, they will face legal consequences. The tense chase erupted as the suspect, under the influence of stimulants, drove a stolen car and ignored stop orders. He recklessly fled, putting traffic in grave danger. Finally, after a tense chase, police apprehended the suspect. Tests confirmed the presence of drugs in his system, and he now faces charges of driving under the influence of drugs and car theft. The tense chase erupted as the BMW sped away, leaving the sound of police sirens behind. The driver swerved recklessly, turning busy streets into a perilous journey. The climax occurred when a brave truck driver blocked the road, forcing the BMW to stop. Police quickly arrested the suspect. If it were you, would you dare to act so boldly? The chase erupted as the stolen car sped away at high speed, endangering traffic safety. Police coordinated with an aerial team, quickly tracking and locating the suspect. Police and aerial units worked together to surround the suspect, who fired shots at law enforcement. After a tense standoff, he was arrested, and the stolen car was recovered.
Looks like we got a good stick on one tire.
On March 1st of 2022, sheriff's deputies in Treasure Island, Florida, attempted to stop a black Pontiac G6 for making an illegal U-turn. Instead of stopping for what would have been an easy traffic ticket, the driver decided to flee, leading police on a reckless, high-speed chase.
Madeira 2, the vehicle just rammed me. Madeira 2, I am not injured. We are going southbound on Lines Pass. 65, 70 miles per hour, changing lanes rapidly. Going into opposite lanes of traffic. Coming up to Sailboat Key, going 70 miles per hour. Looks like we got a good stick on one tire.
Watch how close this maniac came to hitting our officer. The last-second dodge likely saved his life. Thankfully, he was okay, and the spike strips were a direct hit. Now all the police had to do was wait for the suspect's car to fail them.
Tire is smoking. We've got debris all over, guys.
Watch your cross, watch your cross. Watch your cross.
Roll down the window.
You got here?
All right. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Don't reach for anything. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the car. Get down on the ground. On the ground. Get out on the ground. Give me your hand.
The driver, later identified as Rain Horner, said she was late for work and accidentally made a wrong turn. That's why she made a reckless and illegal U-turn, thus initiating the traffic stop. She said she was scared and didn't know what to do. She claims she ran due to past interactions with the police, but that wasn't totally true. Our officer learned she was driving on a suspended license stemming from a DUI back in 2018. Due to COVID rules, Rain would have just walked away with a ticket. Now she is most definitely going to jail with several new charges hanging over her head, including fleeing, aggravated assault, and driving with a suspended license.
Spotting a suspected stolen motorcycle, the police team immediately gave chase as the suspect attempted to flee. Despite recklessly looping back into the neighborhood, he couldn't escape the tight pursuit.
now. Não. Cupom, podemos pôr mal aí na biqueira do corpo de aço. Cupom, eu vou assim sair da biqueira, Cupom, cabeça do ataque, vai desembarcar. Na biqueira, Cupom, na biqueira. Tô dentro da biqueira, Cupom.
Despite the complex traffic, police persisted and stopped the violator. The suspect was arrested and claimed the vehicle belonged to his cousin. But is this statement trustworthy?
Between 2015 and 2018, wrong-way drivers accounted for roughly 500 fatal traffic accidents each year. According to highway safety studies, the problem is only getting worse. On February 6th of 2024, sheriff's deputies in Santa Rosa County, Florida, found themselves in hot pursuit of a stolen Dodge Ram. The 33-year-old driver, Andrew Matiak, swerved to avoid stop sticks and narrowly missed a deputy standing on the road. That's when he hopped into the opposite lane and began driving eastbound into westbound traffic. While some officers stayed behind him, others could only watch and hope that he didn't hit anybody.
I'm slowing speed. I'm still going up. He's down the westbound shoulder. I'm slowing speed due to traffic. Slow down due to traffic. And for vehicles 9 miles an hour on the shoulder. Well, I'll probably fly around. Well, he's right on the shoulder. He's down in the westbound on the northbound shoulder. That's 33, 14 foot from the side. Stop traffic. I'm not going to try to do it. We got oncoming traffic that's going to cause more accidents than anything.
Now that he's taken the lead, our officer positions himself to pit maneuver Andrew's truck. He'll only have a small window once traffic finally slows down.
He's going in and out of the outside lane. We're still on him.
The pit was unsuccessful, and now our officer is worried that he won't have another chance. The dangerous chase continues east in the westbound lane as officers up ahead finally block traffic. Andrew must have enhanced criminal instincts. He veers into the median and gets back on the right side of the road, leaving our deputy to run into his own roadblock.
He's going back eastbound. He's going back eastbound. Still through. He come to the median, going back eastbound. Yeah, just go through. He's eastbound. But I'm also outside.
Our deputy weaves through the roadblock to rejoin the chase. He drives over the grass and races up the on-ramp, meeting his fellow officers on the other side. It takes a moment, but he finally catches up and assumes the lead position. He's not going to let this truck thief leave his sight again.
Hit. He's on foot running.
According to police, Andrew fled the vehicle and tried to escape on foot. He didn't make it very far once a Santa Rosa County canine began running after him. In the end, Andrew was arrested and charged with fleeing, eluding, reckless driving, carjacking, and aggravated assault. At one point, he threw something from his vehicle that struck a police cruiser. For that, he was charged with, and we're not kidding, throwing a deadly missile object.
The chase broke out as the suspect sped into narrow areas, forcing police to closely follow his every move. The situation became even more tense as he weaved through crowded and dangerous streets. After a tense standoff, police closed in as the suspect lost his composure. Despite recklessly speeding through streets and endangering others, he was ultimately subdued and arrested.
Hey, stand by, watch out.
In March of 2022, police in St. Lucie County, Florida, were out looking for 41-year-old Corey Richardson. On the 25th, around 11:30 a.m., nearby sheriff's deputies in Indian River County spotted Corey driving around in a gray suburban SUV. They followed close behind in unmarked police cars. When Corey pulled into a driveway, they tried boxing him in and arresting him on the spot.
He knows he's stuck.
Roger that. He pulled into the driveway. Stand by.
Alright, he's going south on 32nd.
A St. Lucie sheriff's helicopter kept eyes on Corey as he fled from the police. They called out directions, which helped the squad cars on the ground catch up and find Corey on the Florida back roads. He could kick up all the dirt he wanted. As long as the eye in the sky keeps following him, Corey will never get away.
Back westbound 21st Street, it's getting squirrely. Today, still no traffic. Road conditions are dirt roads. We're going to be probably going back north on 84th. When he slows down, take this curve and we'll try to take him out.
10-4 Johnny, it sounds like they're going to keep their hawk on this.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Hey, stand by, watch out.
Alright, he's coming out on 86th Avenue. He's going to be northbound on 86. Alright, stand by.
Yeah, I just tried to pit. He's taking back off. We need units back out at Oslo Road. Pretty decent impact between me and him.
Corey continued on the dirt roads for several more minutes. He eventually made it back to the pavement, where police could close the gap and finally end this chase for good.
Coming up to the Range Road, southbound. Coming up to the range, dead end. We're going to have a signal for he's going to crash through the gate.
Get out now, you're gonna get f***ing bit! Get out of your f***ing hands! Get out of our hands! Keep them up, motherfucker! Keep your hands up!
Now let's see that ending again from the helicopter's perspective.
Alright, he's going into the county.
He's attempting to drive through the woods.
Back on the ground, Corey surrendered and was taken into custody without further incident. The official report said the chase lasted 14 minutes and spanned about 15 miles between two counties. In the end, Corey was charged with felony fleeing and reckless driving on top of his prior crimes. He was held in county jail on $125,000 bond.
A tense standoff unfolded between the police and the reckless fleeing suspect. The suspect's dangerous actions raised concerns, but the police remained determined to pursue him to the end. Finally, after a series of daring overtakes, the three suspects were subdued by police at the scene, ending the dangerous escape and being handed over for further investigation.